What do you think about journaling? When I talk to people about being more mindful and trying to find ways to be mindful for myself, oftentimes the topic of journaling comes up. When I think about journaling, it actually stresses me out a little bit because I think about all those perfect TV and movie moments like Rory Gilmore when she's writing out her journal and then telling us what she said in her journal. Or I think about those really beautifully done videos, those time-elapse videos where people are doing the beautiful bullet journaling with all the pictures and things like that in there. So I find it really hard and actually anxiety-inducing to think about journaling. So don't get me wrong, like I've actually tried it and I just feel like a total and utter failure because I can't keep up with it. I can't make it a regular practice. It doesn't look as beautiful as I see other people's journals. And, we compare ourselves to people. I'm a human being, I do it. But why do people always talk about journaling when it comes to mindfulness and other things? So journaling has a lot of benefits. It can bring you into a state of mindfulness, which mindfulness is a really important thing because being in the now is more about not looking at the future, not looking at the past. It just brings us into the present and keeps us more focused. It can actually improve your emotional intelligence. If you really think about it, emotional intelligence is all about understanding how you feel and how others feel. So if you do some type of journaling, you're going to learn about how you feel and why you feel the way that you do, and it can help you understand that about other people, right? Makes sense. It can also boost your memory and your comprehension. The actual physical writing out of things, more so than typing, really helps with your memory. I like to take a lot of handwritten notes when I'm in class, even though I'll never look at them again. It just helps me remember things. It can also help you achieve your goals because you're writing these things down and you're talking about them to yourself. You're essentially having a conversation with yourself when you're journaling. And there's so many other benefits to journaling that I really think makes me want to, rethink and wonder why I don't journal or maybe find a different way to journal. So recently it was brought up to me, why don't you journal? Like, do you journal? And I'm like, no, I don't journal. So I researched journaling and I wanted to find out what journaling actually was. So I looked up the definition of journaling. I feel like that's the first place for me to start when I start analyzing things. Because if you didn't know that, I analyze everything. Journaling is just a personal record of occurrences, experiences, and reflections kept on a regular basis. Nothing in here says that you have to have a beautiful bullet journal with perfect little dots and pictures. Nothing in this definition says that you have to have some story that's beautifully written in some leather-bound book that you carry around with you as you travel the world. How you do it is completely up to you. So the only journal that I have been able to use so far, it's called the 5-second journal. Now, basically there's a bunch of reflective questions in here, which I think are amazing. They ask you about how you're feeling, what you plan on doing. You can even put in here what your schedule is for the day. And then what I find is that throughout the day, I will actually doodle in it and write down little notes here and there. So that is how I use an actual book to journal. But what I also realized is that I journal in other ways. So I actually write a blog. And I was watching a YouTube video from a coach who was talking about journaling. And he said one of his favorite things about journaling is that he actually gets to go back and read some of the things that he did. My blog does the same thing for me. I post old blogs sometimes and I read old blogs sometimes, some of my posts. And it really solidifies where I've been, how far I've come. Even just looking at my writing style, it's really improved and changed, but even looking at the journey of my life. So it doesn't have to be anything that's in a book or with a bunch of different pens and markers. It's really just, writing down your experiences. Maybe you like to post on social media some, information about where you've been or what you've experienced with a picture or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's on Instagram, Facebook, I don't know. But journaling doesn't have to be something that's complicated, and it really does have a lot of benefits. So if you really think about it and you want to start journaling, look at your life and see if maybe there's a way that you're already journaling or a way that is comfortable to you and give it a try.